Well, joining us live now is Jack Burnham, research analyst at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracy's China program. Jack, good to talk to you. Let's talk about the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Then we've got Modi, Putin meeting with Xi Jinping there. The dragon and elephant coming together. I think dancing together was one translation I heard. This is rife with symbolism. What message does this send to the West?
I think it shows a clear message in which there's a rhetorical flair coming between Modi, Xi, Putin, and others. In particular, I think it's meant to showcase China's ability to choreograph some of what it perceives to be some of its partners or potential partners. But I certainly wouldn't read too much into looking at some of the underlying tensions that continue between the Modi-Xi relationship, and that includes China's support for Pakistan as well as recent border clashes.
Interesting that you bring up Pakistan there, what does each leader, those three key ones, want to get out of this?
I think it's certainly a case for China that sees Pakistan as both an economic lever as well as a certain special military ally, particularly as a great customer for China's growing indigenous domestic military capabilities. Obviously, between India and Pakistan is a great deal of tension, and I think so long as China continues to be a major player within Pakistan's military modernization efforts, including selling the types of weapons that Pakistan used to target Indian assets in both countries' latest wave of attacks, that will certainly continue to be an irritant going forward.
How close are Chinese and Russian relationships at the moment?
I would certainly say that China and Russia's relationship is far more than a passing dalliance and looking more like a long-term strategic relationship that's been forming. I think that's been key across Putin's continuation of his war in Ukraine, of both being financed by Chinese oil purchases, being supplied by Chinese microelectronics, and being fueled via innovation through joint Chinese-Russian partnerships to develop new types of technologies, particularly drones.
This is a regular meeting. They get together often and frequently in communication with each other. But how much of a message is this to the West? How much of a muscle flex is this to Washington, to London, to Paris?
I certainly think it's a case in which, particularly for Modi, the timing of this type of meeting is significant. It's been 7 years since he entered China. It's been 5 years since recent brutal border clashes between India and China. And I certainly think that Modi is feeling some pressure from the West, particularly from Washington, over oil purchases from Russia. And I certainly think that it's a case of being sure to make a rhetorical flourish while perhaps trying to not stray too far from what he sees as a significant backer, the United States, both in terms of potential economic ties, putting aside current tariff disputes, as well as defense ties. The United States and India are both growing in terms of their defense relationship. India is a major defense partner of the United States. Indian manufacturers play key roles in U.S. defense industrial base relationships. So I certainly think it's a case with Modi attempting to balance some of the concern that he feels about being pushed around from Washington, while also making sure to maintain some type of semblance of relationship with the West.
Okay, Jack Burnham from the Foundation for Defense of Democracy's China program. Jack, thank you very much.